Welcome back. Now, after 3 months of ease of the COVID-19 lockdown, Nigerians, like many other countries, is sliding back into what is described as the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic. With daily steady increase in the number of infections in the last 1 month, medical experts say it is safe to believe that the country is already into the second wave of the pandemic. Now, despite warnings by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, on the violation of the COVID-19 protocols, Nigerians have ignored all safety measures and returned to their normal way of life. Religious centers are fully operational. Clubs, markets, event centers, and all other social gatherings are back now fully, I should say, jettisoning health warnings. Now, what are the implications of this to the nation and her people? How can the country address this new challenge, especially in a recession period like this? How easy and fast can the country get the vaccine for her millions of citizens? These and many questions agitating the minds of every Nigerian, especially now that we're dealing with a second wave. When you look at the number of cases we're recording at the moment. Joining me to look at all of these issues is Dr. Nnabasi Kanem, who is a medical practitioner. He joins us via Skype from Akwa Ibom State. Dr. Kanem, thank you very much for joining us on the program. First off, how concerned are you that we now have a second wave with us?
Well, it's quite worrisome to know that we have slided into the second wave of COVID-19. But for me, it was something that I expected, with the recent happenings right from the election period and, of course, the onset that happened about a couple of months ago. There's the ends approach. So one would expect that, given the fact that during that approach, a lot of youths came out en masse. We look across, COVID-19 precautions were not adhered to. So one would have just expected that the good Nigerian environment would slide into COVID-19 second wave. Again, the fact that Nigerians have let down their guard as far as COVID-19 prevention is concerned. What really concerns us right now is what do we do going forward? Now that we know that the vaccine is quite effective in preventing COVID-19, how can we ensure that this vaccine gets to all Nigerians? At least.
Yeah, and you're quite right. The government has been talking about the vaccine now, and the Minister of Health says there's a chance we might get the vaccine by the end of January 2021. Of course, he also highlighted the challenge with getting the vaccine, especially with the issue of logistics and the temperature under which the vaccine would need to be kept, and the fact that he talked about the ultra cool freezer, that we do not have the ultra cool freezer at the moment. So it's something that we might need to acquire because the vaccines have to be kept under certain temperature. You look at all of this logistics challenge now. Do you think that January 2021 timeline now is actually feasible to get all that we need, the logistics infrastructure in place to be able to store this vaccine and then go on to vaccinate people across this country?
Well, for me, I feel that it is being ambitious, stating the timeline of January 2021. At best, we can look forward to the very first of the first quarter of 2021. That is much more achievable. These vaccines need a temperature of between now and the end of the first quarter of 2021. We should be able to strengthen logistics, strengthen our healthcare deliveries. We need to adopt workable strategies. Who gets the vaccine first? We need to define things. We need to ensure that our health workers receive the vaccine first, because these are people that are at higher risk of COVID-19. And then ensure that the vaccination project in Nigeria is not being hijacked.
Well, unfortunately, we seem to have a problem with the audio of Dr. Kanem there, but I think we'll just have to leave it there. Dr. Kanem, thank you very much for joining us on the program and for sharing your thoughts with us. Well, that's how much we can take on the program this week. We thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.